Danny's book, and please correct me or expand on what I'm saying. If you're seeing, you can't just be looking for something. I mean, you might actually find something, but if you're truly seeing, you're looking at everything and you pop out. I'm at the Wright Brothers Institute, and so many times people come to us and they go, here's my problem, now fix it for me. And the first thing we do is to say, is that really your problem? Right. But let's tease that out a little bit, and then we expand it. Honest to God, most of the time, whatever they come in with is not the problem that they need to solve. They need to solve something else. So it seems to me, Danny, when in your area of seeing, it's really looking. It's not, looking might have been another word that you would have used, like, hey, something funny is happening here, something is missing. Comment on that, Danny?
Yeah, one of the most challenging things for me to do when I'm working with students at Brown or anywhere around the world is to help myself, because I am human too, relax our biases. We're all biased in all sorts of ways. That's just being human. And we bring our biases to any endeavor we're part of. That's why, again, I go back to that word empathy, because empathy is it's not necessarily about endorsing somebody else. It's about seeing what they're experiencing. Again, in Western culture, we say putting yourself in someone else's shoes. I learned, by the way, in teaching Japanese faculty members, that in Japan, they don't use that metaphor. They use a different one, which I also really like, which is synchronizing your hearts. And that to me is a really beautiful way of conveying what we're trying to talk about here, which is, if we're synchronizing our hearts, it means we have to really understand what's in somebody else's heart. And you can't do that if you're just focused on your own biased view of the world. Again, it isn't to say we shouldn't admit that we're human. We are. And one of the things I talk about in my book, I don't want this to be an advertisement for my book.
No, please, yeah.
You mentioned it, is that I call out 11 cognitive biases that all of us as human fall prey to, not because we're bad people, it's just the way our brains are wired.
Right.
And becoming more aware of them helps you overcome them. And one of them is that it's very hard to see plainly what somebody else is experiencing. I won't ruin it, but I share a couple of videos, QR codes for the videos that Marta, for example, knows. And it usually shocks the heck out of people, those videos, because they reveal to you how biased we are about just seeing something that we think is very plain in front of our eyes. And it demonstrates that it's actually really tough to be unbiased. So I think that's partly what you're getting at. And again, I think it relates to what Carl kicked off about both science and religion.